Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you, Jessica. It's nice to be here.
So, come October, you're going to be joining us at World Aviation Festival for the first time. So, I thought today we could get some insights into the themes you'll be covering at the event and also a bit of an understanding around some of the exciting initiatives going on at Alaska Airlines at the moment.
Absolutely. Yes, we're really excited to come to the festival. We've got some exciting developments to share that are launching this year, as well as things that we've been prototyping and working on that will be coming in the near future. The first thing that we'll be sharing is that we've got two new lobbies that are opening up this year in Seattle and Portland, where we're transforming the guest experience from the moment they step into the airport. As you know, we all know traveling can be very stressful. So we've really taken a look at that very first step for guests when you come into the lobby to check your bag, to really take that from being a host of lines and confusion to something super streamlined. You can get in and out in a few minutes. We've taken a look at automating and providing self service for our guests through the bag tags. We have automated bag drop. You can get help from our customer service agents anywhere in the lobby. They're not confined to being behind those big desks. They can walk throughout the lobby to provide care to guests right where they are, all through their mobile iPads. So we really think this is the sort of the first step to transforming the day of travel experience for our guests. And there'll be many more innovations to come in the years to come as we expand on this approach.
Absolutely, and that's really exciting. And it sounds like one of the main things you're tackling is finding that balance between automation technology and the human touch. So guests feel like with a range of people coming through the airport, making sure everyone's getting the service that they feel they need. So at the event in October, you're going to be speaking alongside your colleague Cheru Jain on transforming the guest experience through AI and other emerging technologies. Can you provide any insight into how Alaska is working to deliver an improved guest experience, whether this is through the lobbies or through other tools?
Yeah. So we talked about the lobby, and the lobby is a big part of our guests' day of travel. But we also know that technology can benefit our guests throughout their entire journey. And that's how we look at it with our guests is from end to end, from the moment that you've got that travel bug and you're thinking about, "Oh, I'd really love to get some sunshine, or I really love to go visit family." We're thinking of ways that technology can enhance the guest experience and help with all of the different steps and bumps along the way, from discovering your next destination to booking through day of travel, and even once you've arrived at your destination. That's something that we're super proud of is Alaska Airlines is the first airline to launch a natural language search tool. So essentially what that means is if you wanted to go on a new vacation, a new destination you've never been to before, just think about how much research you would need to do to discover the next place you might want to go. So we've developed a tool that's powered by ChatGPT where you can type, just just type about the type of food you want to eat or a certain experience that you want to see. I want to see live music this summer. I want to see bioluminescent sea creatures. Anything that you want in your experience, you can type into the search tool and we'll provide a list of destinations that you can compare all in one view to introduce you to destinations that you might not know. And it's not just Alaska destinations, but it's thousands of destinations across our 32 partner airlines. So guests can really explore new places to go and then make it easy to book right there on alaskaair.com.
That's fascinating, and it really does bring in that sort of new way of looking at the booking journey right from the start, as you say, from the inspiration part. And I believe your tool is particularly interesting because you've integrated information around your loyalty program as well. Are you able to touch a little bit on that?
Absolutely. So one of the things that we hear from guests all the time is they say, I've done the work to earn these mileage plan miles, but I don't know where to go. And I know for my family, we end up going to our same favorite destinations over and over. So if you wanted to use your miles and say, hey, I've got 50,000 miles, where could I go in Europe this summer? Or I've got 100,000 miles. Where could I go in Southeast Asia? Then you can compare and start to see, wow, I can get all the way to Paris for this many miles, or hey, I can get all the way to Japan for this many miles. And it starts to open up new ways of booking travel versus having to do individual searches for individual destinations.
Absolutely. And I imagine that will help reduce the time that passengers have to spend sort of looking. I think I read that passengers on average visit your site around 16 times, is that right? Before they finally book. So this will condense that process.
Condense the process for people who know where they're looking for. Make it streamlined for guests who say, I know where I'm going and I'd like to just book it as in as few clicks as possible. Definitely streamline it for those guests. But for guests who want to explore and learn and discover, we're developing a suite of tools that really tap into the reasons why we want to travel. A lot of times, those are emotional reasons. We decide where to book for analytical, rational reasons, but the heart of why we travel, it's emotional. So that's why we're building a suite of tools, all powered by AI, to help the diverse set of guest personas to be able to explore these different destinations and learn and be inspired before they are then funneled down the booking path, which is streamlined, consistent, easy to get what you need and easy to book.
And you just mentioned that this is something you're looking into, developing this suite of tools even further. How else are you planning to improve the guest experience using this emerging technology sort of for the years to come?
Yeah, yeah. So I mentioned our lobbies will be opening up this year, which is very exciting. And we're continuing that ethos of seamlessness and ease all the way through our day of travel experience. The next place that we are developing is our airport or our gate of the future. So we're developing a new gate experience. Like get rid of all of the gate experiences that you've had in the past, and let's start fresh with a clean slate. We're looking to create a pre-flight experience at the gate that's seamless. It's easy. We've got just-in-time boarding. You can wait where you want to wait. You don't have to be lingering near the gate, worried to hear the information you need to hear, or worried that you're not sure what's going to happen with your bag. We're also going to make sure that that gate experience is remarkable, something that feels personalized, something that feels like it's the start to your travel experience and infused with those moments of care that is really unique to Alaska Airlines. We're looking at and prototyping multiple technologies that will help make those experiences possible. Technologies that really are hidden, that work in the background. So the experience for guests is really straightforward and easy. But if you do need help, we have multiple ways that you can get help through the app, get help online, get help with video chat, get help in person. Depending on who you are and what you need, we're making sure our guests have choice when it comes to receiving customer service and care there at the gate.
Fantastic. That sounds like a very different experience that you guys are cultivating, which is a really exciting prospect. And then looking forward, what do you have any big bets for the future of AI in the aviation industry? Where's this going to go? How much is it a hype cycle?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm like done and tired of hearing about AI as cost savings. I'm done with that, and I call it out when I hear it. That's just because today we're in our efficiency era. And really, what that means is airlines, airports, tech companies, we're all using AI to deliver the experience we have today with greater efficiency, with cost savings, right? And that's great. Like, don't get me wrong, it's amazing to have efficiency when you're running a global like airline operation. However, that is not the end of the value that AI, automation, machine learning is going to provide to the aviation industry. What I am looking forward to is moving past our efficiency era and moving into our proactive era. When we get into our proactive era, now we're really utilizing a thin layer of data about our smart spaces, our airports, the movement in airports, the movement of baggage, the data about our airline operations, where planes are, where crew is, and the data that we have about an increasingly connected guest, what they need, what their preferences are, and starting to connect the dots to predict what a guest might need before something happens, predict before a challenge arises, and to actually get ahead of it. This might look like experiences that we provide to guests of recommendations for things that they could do on their next trip, do at the airport, information that's fed into wearables, hearables, seeable devices. It might look like next best actions, recommendations to our agents. Oh, you're working with Jessica, and she actually prefers to sit in the window seat. And she prefers direct routes instead of layovers. And knowing that about our guests as we're providing great care to help along the way. It also looks like bringing greater automation and thinking differently about baggage performance. We're prototyping multiple technologies to completely rethink the way baggage is handled, the automation and robotics that are occurring on the ramp, all to not only support our incredible ramp agents who are doing a very tough job, but also to make sure that we can deliver bags to where our guests are every time. Every time.
Fantastic. And when do you think that transition will take place? Is it going to be is it going to be sort of staggered across the various aspects that you described? Because you were talking about a pretty large range for it all to happen
Mhm.
overnight. But when do you anticipate this change coming in?
Yeah. So the reason, this is the exact reason why we developed our innovation lab. So in Seattle, we have an innovation lab where we can prototype and test these emerging technologies today. And what that allows us to do is, in a controlled environment, either take technology that is present in another industry or technology that's right on that bleeding edge and prototype it, test it, bring in stakeholders, bring in guests, do that user testing so we can accelerate this development and then bring those solutions to airports, to the planes. We de-risk the process. We accelerate the process when we do this. And it's led to some very exciting near-term developments like our natural language search tool, and some other experiences that we'll be delivering this year in the lobby. So what I think you can expect from Alaska is, because we have a practice of innovation, our guests will see more and more of these experiences today, next year, and the years to come, as we have sort of a steady drumbeat of experiences that support this remarkable care powered by technology.
Fantastic. And now, if we turn to an area that is really in desperate need for innovation and a fresh look at how things are done, you're also going to be speaking on our digital accessibility panel at, come October. And we know this is an area that the industry is really falling short. So,
Hmm.
how much
Yeah.
needs to be done? And with so much that does need to be done, where do we start and what do we prioritize?
Yeah, and it's so important, and something that has been a big focus for our innovation practice too is to make sure that we're developing solutions not just for the average, right? To make sure that if we develop the right types of solutions, even for guests who might be on the fringe of experience, it'll benefit a big group of people, right? So at Alaska Airlines, we have multiple ways that we make sure that we're walking the walk, and not treating the accessibility needs of our guests as edge cases. So we have our own accessibility office, a focused and dedicated team working on making sure we understand and are solving solutions for our guests with SSRs and with disabilities. We have an external disability and accessibility board of frequent flyer guests who come in and they tell us exactly what's going on with our current experience, what can be improved to make their travel experience more seamless. This has been really critical. We bring these teams in from early days, and so we can really understand it's not a monolithic experience. Even within, let's say, one SSR, right? I had a really great experience with um, two of our board members. Both are deaf. And they described very different experiences flying based on how they wanted to receive care. One guest really wanted to make sure that our agents knew that they had a disability, and one guest didn't want to disclose that information. He wanted to be treated like all the other guests. Both of those desires are completely valid. And there's more that we can be doing as airlines to give our guests the opportunity to tell us, how would you prefer to be cared for? How would you prefer to be interacted with? If you let us know, we'll do everything that we can to be able to deliver that care in the way that feels most respectful, most dignified, just most caring to you. So we're looking at ways where we can be able to set up systems for personalization of care, more end-to-end thinking about the journey for our guests so they're not jumping through so many hoops in order to book and deliver on travel so that it's easier, it's less stressful, and just more delightful of an experience.
Absolutely, and that's such an important topic that we'll be exploring more about in October. So, like we said before, this is going to be your first time at World Aviation Festival. What are you looking forward to most about the event?
Yeah, well, first of all, I love the city of Amsterdam, so I'm excited to go to the Netherlands again. It's such a beautiful city. I'm also excited to talk and meet with different airlines, airports, the startup community, just to hear about how different companies are addressing innovation, weaving technology into their operations, the things that people are discovering, the challenges and roadblocks people are coming up against, and just share in those learnings. I think that these types of events are fantastic accelerators for a lot of the same types of challenges that we're all trying to solve, but we're all doing it from a different perspective. So I'm excited for those conversations.
Fantastic. Well, we look forward to welcoming you in Amsterdam and hearing more about your insights.
Awesome. Thank you, Jessica.